March is Women's History Month, and for 3 majors at Afghanistan Engineer District-North, it's a time to reflect upon what being a woman in the military means.
When I first entered the Army in the mid-90s, women were still precluded from serving at Brigade Combat Team and below.
I joined the Army Corps in 2000, and it was my first choice, the Corps of Engineers.
Having the opportunity at such a young age, I was in command of a forward support company, which in the logistics world is one of the most coveted positions. I happened to start off a brigade combat team at Fort Bliss from scratch. I was the 3rd officer in that unit, and I was given the opportunity while pregnant to be in charge of 257 plus soldiers.
In the mid-90s, when I was stationed in Korea, I met a Lieutenant General Claudia Kennedy. She's MI. She was the highest ranking female officer in the Army. She became the DISN at the Pentagon, the Deputy Chief of Staff of Intelligence, and retired as a 3-star.
And we have training, we have EO training, we have sexual assault, sexual abuse training, and there's more awareness than those comments that would otherwise bring you down or discourage you are no longer tolerable. And there's consequences for saying or acting a certain way. So people tend not to do it, and not just because of afraid of the consequence, but because they realize that we're here and we're making a difference.
When I look back at my lieutenant and captain years, I can say to myself, well, I probably could have done some things different to be a better role model for myself, I guess. And so I do have some regrets, but I think with age comes a little bit more wisdom, and I think now that I'm a senior major, I have a different perspective, especially since I have a family now.
Growing up in the Midwest, there's not a heavy military influence. But going on to the East Coast, I befriended some people from the different service academies, and I found that we shared the same values in discipline and teamwork and leadership and honor and integrity, and it just seemed like a natural fit to go into an organization that also valued those and that was physically challenging and gave you opportunities to succeed in leadership.
I appreciate the differences that women bring, the diversity that women bring to the workforce, especially in the Army. I think that that's a very valuable thing, and I think it makes the organization better.
It's an anomaly to have not only out of the 5 majors here, there's the 3 of us, and I've been so lucky to have these 2 as my support, and we are not a threat to each other. We're all in 3 very different branches, 3 very different jobs, but at the end of the day, and at every meal, we can sit down and vent, and I know that they have my back and they're going to support me.
LaDonna Davis, Kabul, Afghanistan.